What is up, everyone? It's me again, Gamerlush, with another episode of Final Fantasy Impressions. Today I'm going to be bringing you Gathering. Last episode I talked to you about crafting. Kind of rattled on in some of those things, but you know, whatever. That's why I feel like talking about those things, so I'm going to talk about them. Because they kind of relate to it, then I kind of just go off on a tangent. That's what I'm doing right now. So, yeah. And as always, we start every episode with a shot. Guys, please join me, if you will. Ooh, excuse me there. Awesome. Cheers. Okay. Now, one goes to the other. Peanut butter with jelly. Ketchup and mustard. Well, some of you don't like ketchup and mustard. Or peanut butter and jelly. Whatever. Salt and pepper. Gathering kind of with crafting, because you need one for the other. Well, you don't need gathering, because if you're just going to gather stuff and just put it up on the auction house and the marketplace and sell it. And if you do crafting, you can just buy most of your items from the auction house and the marketplace or whatever. So I kind of just deconstructed my whole saying there. Moving on. But usually when you play these games, you kind of want to have both in hand, so it's basically more cost effective, so you're not spending as much money to buy the items for crafting. And you can use some of those materials, because if you mine and one item is not so hot in the market, you're kind of just having it waste sitting there and taking up inventory space in your bag or your retainer or whoever, or your safe or whatever holding mechanic they have in the game. Moving on. So, like with every other, like I said, every job needs you to go down to the registration and talk to the guild master. Just like with any other, this is no exception. You go down there, talk to them, and you say, hey, yeah, I have the guts to be a miner. I have the fine craftsmanship to be a logger. I have the finesse and gentleness to be a botanist. And of course, you go in, and then they give you, here's your pickaxe for mining. Here's your log for botany. Here's your fishing pole for fishing. Etc. 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 Anyway, as you go out, now with other games, you just see a node, you look at it, it twinkled in the distance, you put the special ability on that lets you see it in the map, you ran to it, you hit it a couple times, and give you this stuff. Pretty much self-explanatory, same thing with this. That's where the similarities end. You see an item, you're given a skill, first level. You survey the land. In your little mini map in the top right hand corner, you'll see little spots. For mining, it'll be a little pickaxe. For culturing, it'll be a little axe or saw. For fishing, it'll be a fish. I didn't get fishing, unfortunately. I don't think it was unlocked for the phase 3, because I tried to go down to Limsa to get fishing, but the guy, I couldn't click on the guild master for some odd reason. Maybe it was bugs for me. Maybe if you guys touched it at all or talked to them, leave a comment below. Guys, I want your feedback. Give me as much feedback as you possibly can. If you know stuff more than I have, or if of course, if you're not part of the beta, you can't do that. So I'll try to get more on top of that as much as I can. And you'd go over, run to it, you see it sparkle, and you hit it. But you see here show you on the screen here, it gives you a little menu. Kind of like if you're to go up to a little restaurant stuff. This is what we have. One of those fancy ones that have what's in season. So it gives you so you hit it. Bink, bink, bink. Boop. Here comes a menu. Here's all the items in this little vein, or fishing hole or log, that you can choose from. Now we're going to break down the little window here right now actually. So in the very left hand corner, you'll see the picture of the item, basically what it is. If you look at it, you'll see crystals, rocks, water, and like bugs, insects, snails for cooking, because we had a little escargot dish in there. And then after that, you'll get, in the other column, you'll get what percentage of the chances of you getting that when you choose that item. And below that, you'll see that little swirl wave kind of thing. That is the symbol for high quality items. It won't say high HQ, it won't say +1. It'll give you that little swirl symbol. that will give you, so it's basically normal quality items and high quality items, basically divided in there. So as you level up, you will get more chances of mining higher quality items. Right now, as you can see, since I just started mining, there's no chance I was getting any higher quality items. But as you level up, those chances do increase, and you get skills to increase those chances of getting a higher quality item. Moving on, going to the last column, it'll basically tell you what level it is. The higher level, the higher it's more experience you get. Because yes, you get experience for, guess what? Gathering. Because that is your job. You're a disciple of the land. You survey the land, you gather from the land. The higher the level, the more experience points you get on top of that. Now you get and then after that is the name of the item. Now, of course, this is where you can get metals, crystals, water, insects, food, plants, pure raw materials for ignites or whatever what have you. And I think this is fantastic. You get an item that makes up for the fact there's only 3 gathering skills in this whole thing. It's like, well, where the hell do I get all of that? It's when you have around 7 to 8 crafting skills. Each one comes from them. They either drop off of monsters. Yes, you can get them off of monsters. You just absolutely hate the idea of just running around hitting nodes. It's not controlled as you would like it to be, but it still gives you that option. Or you just go around hitting these things, and it's really not that hard, really, because if you find a vein, the veins are gathered in a lot of places. This is only for the beginning area. Guys, I haven't gotten up super high in levels. Once I do get into phase 4 or actually get in the game, I'm going to keep making these videos. So, I'm going to let you know. Maybe the higher quality items are probably scattered more across the map, so you got to actually kind of work and run around and look. But the good thing is they give you a skill that basically is kind of like a dowsing rod. It's like, hey, stupid. It's like, I can't find anything. Hit the skill, hey, stupid. There's a vein over there in the northwest about 50 yards away from you. They call them Yarms. Y-A-L-M. I guess it's kind of like to be in that universe or kind of to break your immersion of the game. So they kind of have their own metric system. I thought that was kind of cute. But anyway. And you can just head towards that direction. And it has a small cooldown. So if you lost track of where you're heading, hit it again. And it'll show you, hey, stupid, go that way. You're like, oh, thanks, brain. You're welcome. But, keep on going. It was so simplistic. I was sitting there just running around. Yeah, you had to initially find your first couple of veins, which in Ulda it's only like a couple feet outside the gate. Like, it was so simplistic. It's like, I guess they took the tedium of that. It's like, unless it's like people who like, no, that was part of the thing, just running around finding certain spots until end game, because then you exactly knew where those veins were popping up at the same time. And this one is just kind of like, look, these are the veins. Here they are. If you're looking for those weird ones, they're like kind of out there in the distance, hit the skill and we'll give you a general direction where to go. And it's like, okay, cool. It made it easy. Didn't see like it wasn't a pain. I'm like, oh god, I gotta run around. I gotta wait for the respawn time of these nodes and everything. And then I gotta race other people to get to those nodes in time, which is another cool thing. Every node you see is for you. If you see the node, no one else sees it, and they can't mine it before you do. Thank you. Thank you. When you see a node, take your time. It's going to be there. No one can run in and intercept it before you do. And so that was another great thing. I thought they took that from a lot of other ones. I think Guild Wars 2 did that as well, which is awesome. So it's like I'm not in competition for everyone. Everyone has the same amount of chances of getting it. The one who capitalizes or makes a bot to knows where exactly these points and what time they spawn or whatever can't get the jump on you or whatever, which I thought was great. And so you hit the thing. So as your levels increase, your chances for mining these nodes increase, or you can you'll get certain skills that increases your chance of mining this area. That's awesome. So now I can hit this node. I'm swamped with copper ore. I got too much muddy water. I made a whole bunch of stuff through crafting, and I ran out of shards. I need to get shards, but I don't got any money to go to the marketplace. I'm going to go gather some real quick. I know these nodes have shards in them. I can choose to get those shards and cherry pick what I want out of that node. And you get about 5 to 6 strikes per node. So you have those chances to get those out of it, which is great. You get that node, you know what's in it, and you can pick what you want out of that node without it randomly occurring. Awesome. Now how do you level up? You level up, like I said, the higher the level you mine or try to pick at, the higher level it is, the lesser your chance you're going to get that item. And if you don't get anything out of that when you're hitting it, so if you have a low chance, about, if you see here with the muddy water, around 62% chance, if you miss and you don't get it, yes, there is a chance that you might not mine it, even though you picked it. You don't get experience points. But if you do successfully pick it out or gather it out of the node, you'll get an experience points. You'll get a lump sum experience points. You'll see here in the, I'll try to move my webcam here to the other side so you actually see what I was lumping some. You'll get a certain amount, a lump sum of experience. Now, if you hit it again and you succeed in it, you get a chain bonus, just like you do with monsters. The faster you pull monsters, and it's a lot amount of time, the more experience you got. This one, if you successfully keep hitting it and gaining items out of that node, you get the chain. So you can get a chain up to 5 to 6 chains if every strike that you hit was successful, which is awesome. That's really cool. And this reminds me, guys, I forgot to tell you during gathering, as you put higher quality into your item that you're crafting, you get higher percentage of experience points. So if you're putting higher quality into an item, you're really not losing anything. Even if you don't get a higher quality item out of it, you still get more experience out of it. I apologize for not putting that in. I forgot. I kind of do these all in one shoot. So I'm going to, when I remember them, I'll make sure to tell them to you guys. And that's pretty much it. And it's like, and it also later on, I could see why. Cheers. It will become more difficult to get those higher level items because they give you stealth as a disciple of the land. Excuse me, guys. So that means you're probably going to go into these dangerous areas where a lot of monsters aggro you. Because of course, I was only doing in the starter areas where a lot of monsters didn't aggro me unless you got past level 5. Level 5, and then they'll start running after you. You can't really do much to defend yourself because all you have is gathering skills at your disposal. So I could see where the suspense and excitement could be, where you're going into an area that's really not too hospitable for a lot of people. You probably get a gathering party together and have a bunch of your friends say, "I'm going to gather some supplies, and you come with me. In return, I'll get you some cool items. In return, if I yield enough materials, or it's like I'll pay you some gold, and we can go out together and make a gathering party out of this. And you guys can kill monsters and chain them while I'm mining, or something like that. While I'm mining, you can pull monsters while I'm mining. You know, you make an XP party out of it, like it used to, like in the old Final Fantasy. These are only speculations. These aren't actually things that are true about the game, but I'm being positive about this and trying to make these ideas, making the possibilities of what they give you in the first couple of levels, because you can't judge an MMO, you can't judge again all of an MMO game within the first 1 to 10, 15 levels or so, but you kind of can tell with other things like what the game mechanics are. That's basically all done in the tutorial. But right now, these are all basically speculations. I can see why they would give you probably why they gave you stealth. So if you choose to do this by yourself, and as you know with my thing, there's no reason to single play an MMO, but yeah, and there's a lot of valid points where you can do single MMO. I'll be actually talking about this later on in more in depth about my opinions about certain MMOs and their playing mechanics. But it still gives you the option, so you're not forced to ask people to help you mine for certain items. You're good enough, you find an area. I know this. You can wiki it. God, like every MMO, basically just wiki it crap. Go to this elitist sites and whatever. Like, I know this item is here, so there's this higher level enemies there, so I need to dodge them and use stealth and then mine the area. Blah 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 and all that stuff like that. So it actually puts more depth into gathering than a lot of MMOs I've seen so far, and I'm looking forward to actually doing these things, even though they're the least favorite mechanics of MMOs I really just didn't like. But this one actually really got me excited to see the possibilities of what they could do with these kind of with gathering and crafting of all things. Go figure, right? Anyway, I appreciate your time, guys. And that's pretty much it. There's not really too much to explain at this point. It's pretty much cut and dry. It's just, I really like the different mechanics they put into gathering, and I love that little... Here, this is what you have in this mode. Pick it out. You have the chance of getting it, leveling up, sneaking around, getting those higher quality items so you can use it for crafting, or you can check if you get higher quality items because you can increase your chances with skills. And like, look, I got this higher quality adamantite ore from this area, and then put it up in the auction house, which will improve the higher quality of the armor that the person is trying to make, some maybe adamantite armor. So like, okay, I need that higher quality adamantite ore to make a higher quality adamantite ignet, to make a higher adamantite scales, to make a higher quality adamantite scale armor. And you know, it kind of goes like that. It uses those mechanics to improve your higher quality, giving you that chance. You have to put more thought into it. That's probably why they put those, because they made these separate job classes instead of just some side thing that your warrior is getting or your white mage is getting. Cheers. And I see the depth that they put into this, and it's really exciting me for it. Guys, please ask some questions. Tell me what you think about that, and you know, like, if you guys want to chime in, put your knowledge into it, please leave a comment below. Later on, I'll be actually plucking some comments out here, and heck, your comments could be on the show so we can discuss these certain ones. I want to know what you guys think. And, you know, I'm really excited for this game, and it kind of re-sparked my enjoyment to getting back into MMOs. And if you enjoyed your time with me, please leave a comment below, like, favor, subscribe, and as always, cheers and game on. Woo! What is up, everyone? It's me again, Gamerlush, with another episode of Final Fantasy Impressions. Today's episode, I'm going to be talking about my experiences with storyline and party play and the community in general. General impressions of the community is going to be swayed after of course, the pre-launch of the game, where it's open to everyone instead of just beta players. Let's get iOS, Android systems, phone is like, what the hell are you even bothering? Because this one kind of tickled my fancy. It's basically an iOS Android port for Dungeons & Dragons turn-based RPG. Now, if you guys have seen it on my channels, I'm a big fan of Dungeons & Dragons, and I'm a big fan of old classic turn-based Japanese JRPG